Hey, Professor O'Connor, we tried to get a room in the library for this presentation, but it was completely booked. I'm Pat Fullenkamp.
I'm Parker Steffen.
I'm Mitchell Mark.
I'm Hao Yao.
I'm Molly Williams.
I'm Brett Newstrom, and the company we decided to choose was Barnes & Noble.
First, we got a very brief introduction to our company. Our company is Barnes & Noble, which was founded in 1873, and currently this company is the largest bookstore chain in U.S. However, the recent decades, this company is facing a big challenge due to the increased sale of e-commerce and the changing purchasing behaviors of readers. Companies like Amazon is rising up, so they are taking a lot of market share away. Next slide, please. A little bit background information about our company. This company right now has the largest bookstore with most retail stores in the United States. And it is very known for its all around the United States retail stores and retail outlets. The main product and the service that provide right now is retail store, book retail outlets, and bookstores that you can have a coffee on it. Usually they carry Starbucks coffee inside, which you can read the books at the same time while you're purchasing books there. However, they also released a new product trying to compete with its main competitors, like Amazon. They got a new product named the Nook e-reader, which you can read e-version books on it. And that's it.
As Yao said, there are major issues and problems. Amazon is one of their top competitors. For every 2 books sold, Amazon sells 1 of them. And Amazon also has many indirect problems too. With the rise of Amazon, sales in stores and malls have gone down, which in turn makes less people come into the mall, which in turn Barnes & Noble doesn't see as many people. Amazon came out with the Kindle in 2012, and to keep up, Barnes & Noble created the Nook to kind of compete. But Barnes & Noble, arguably, they spent too much time and too much money on the Nook when they should have been focusing more on books, which is what they're best at. Out of the e-readers market, Kindle has 84%, Walmart's Kobo has 13%, and Barnes & Noble's Nook only has 2%. And that's not including like iPads and other tablets as well. They're also competing against small mom and pop shops. They're able to host more events, and they can advertise these events a lot easier than Barnes & Noble can. And they often have a cult-like following as well. With new technologies, you can find the DVD and CD areas of Barnes & Noble pretty empty. And they do have Starbucks, like Yao said, but when you go there, you mainly see people on their computers and their phones and their tablets, and not necessarily reading a book.
Okay, so some growth strategies that we chose to look at was an online book service, which the concept is kind of similar to what Netflix does and other streaming services do. We plan to have like a monthly subscription for Barnes & Noble, which will grant access to hundreds of ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. This application will be compatible with all phones, tablets, and e-readers, of course, and then it would offer books from the largest publishers, and you would gain access to new books upon release. So to go further into that, we decided that with our brick and mortar stores, we would close down the failing stores and keep the successful ones until those start to fall out due to technology, increasing e-readers and different stuff like that, and transition to selling any of our hard copy books online. Our growth strategy is a competitive advantage because it's a similar subscriptions like Scribd, which would be a competitor to our Barnes & Noble app, only have access to books that are a year old or older, and we will work with publishers to gain access to these new books that are coming out upon their release.
So for our rejuvenation plan, we want to take advantage of the current brand image of Barnes & Noble, and we want to make that brand even stronger. Barnes & Noble has been growing its brand since its foundation in the late 1800s. And since the 1990s, Barnes & Noble has been the U.S.'s largest bookstore chain. That kind of branding is just not easy to recreate, and where most of Barnes & Noble's value lies, in our opinion. It is a household name. To throw that out and start a new brand would be a mistake on our part. So our idea is to maintain the current Barnes & Noble brand, but change the business model behind the brand. Since we are entering a relatively untapped market of subscription-based ebooks, we believe that keeping the Barnes & Noble brand and image will greatly aid in the success of our rejuvenation plan.
So, of course, it's a great idea. We all think so. But the question is, who are we going to get to purchase this service? So, looking at some market research about who's reading on what sorts of platforms, we've got regular books, any format, e-readers, and then audiobooks. So we're more interested in the e-reader section. Of course, you can read it on a cell phone or an iPad or whatever you have you, but reading on an e-book we think is a good parallel to show a comfortability reading on an electronic device, whatever that may be. So the people that are most comfortable with that, they tend to be white, 18 to 49 years of age, so kind of younger to upper middle age. Some college and then college degrees. They typically earn over $75,000 a year, and they're urban or suburban. It's kind of where they live. And the cool thing about this is we're not targeting senior citizens. We're targeting some younger people here. So that gives us more time to kind of milk them a little longer and get some more of their money for a longer period. So the price. Typically, right now, the average American is spending about $30 on books a year. We're planning on pricing our service with a monthly model. So if you divide that by 12, some quick mental math, you get $2.50 a month that the average American is spending on books. So if we look at some other subscription services, the prices they're charging, we've got Hulu at about $8 a month, Netflix at about $11 a month, and Amazon Prime at about $9.92 a month. Of course, that depends on the package you're getting, but that's pretty regular. So the price we chose to go with is $9.99 a month because that is pretty in line with our competitors' prices, other subscription services prices. And then the cool thing about charging about $10 a month is that's 4 times more than what people are traditionally spending on books a month. So we think that this is a great opportunity to earn 4 times the revenue on the same customer.
All right, so Mitch briefly talked about our product that we're going to be having. It's going to be similar to Netflix, and we're going to be streaming ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. And we want it to be compatible with any electronic device because a lot of the things offered now are only available on like Apple products. We want you to be able to use it with whatever device you want to. And we're going to partner with some publishers so we get the newest and latest content because some of our competitors right now just have the books that have been out for more than a year. So we want the newest books for our customers, and we want it to be able to download it. Similar to Netflix, you can download like an episode and you can watch it when you're not online. And that's a big product for our readers because a lot of people like to read when they're on the airplane or on a beach somewhere, and it just would be very convenient for our customers. And we're going to filter out the books, kind of like Netflix, I keep bringing it up, but it's very similar, does, where it's like if they're not really popular anymore, we'll take them off and add new products. We're going to offer recommendations based on what you've read prior. So we'll have people's ratings, and based on what you've read, we will make good recommendations for you. The place, so the thing we're going to be offering is online. And we want it to be compatible with all of our devices that we're using. And we're going to have it as an app. And Barnes & Noble actually has an app right now, but it's just used for like browsing books, and like you can order books online and pick it up in stores and checking store locations, but we want to use that app and kind of build off of it because it's already established. It'll be easier for us to build off that app. And you're going to be able to download the app for free, and then like we said, you can buy a subscription, which will be monthly payments. And so we talk more about our in-store ones, Barnes & Nobles that we're going to keep. We're going to keep the ones that are successful, and we're defining success by stores that are still selling a lot of hard copy books, and we're going to try to predict which Barnes & Noble stores we think will be successful in the future too. So.
All right, so how are we going to market it? One of the ways that we think will be the most successful is if we partner with colleges and get them to offer or acquire their textbooks or required readings through our service. This is going to teach college students, current college students, how to use our service, hopefully get them comfortable with it, and hopefully we've created a good enough product that they're going to want to continue to use it. That's great because once they graduate, they're going to be upper income, they're going to be suburban and urban. They're also going to be college educated, of course, and that's the target we're trying to hit. We're also going to run ads on Hulu. That's great because we know the Hulu customers are already comfortable with the subscription service, and then we can actually use Hulu's data to figure out who we're targeting with those ads, and we can hit the demographics we're trying to hit. Another way is put leaflets and books at our current brick and mortar stores. This is great because it's cheap. Either the customers aren't going to like it and they're just going to throw the leaflet away, no big deal, or you might be concerned about cannibalization. Well, we don't care because we're going to be making 4 times more than the customer would anyway. So we say if they want to switch from brick and mortar to our service, perfect.
Here comes our conclusion. The first conclusion we have is we think Barnes & Noble right now is having a pretty strong brand image, so we think they should still pushing it and keep advocating its strong brand image so that people still know this brand very well. The second recommendation we have is Barnes & Noble is still going to compete in the e-reader market, so it need to keep innovations in this new e-book so that it can compete in the new marketing environment. The third recommendation we have is the subscription model like Amazon Prime, or even like companies like Disney. You know, right now they just put their products and the service together and charge you a membership fee, something like that. So we think they should do a model like that so that they can change their memberships monthly. The last conclusion we have is they should still try to clear their costume segment and try to target young people, especially those people with higher long-term costume value, and keep building relationships with college students and advertise on Hulu. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.